So we're gonna make some coconut macaroons. So we got the coconut here.
When there's uncertainty in life, there's something that might just help, at least for a moment.
And then right here we have the Reese's Pieces brownie.
Jessica Mayer's Sweet Bakery.
My business is called Bake You Happy.
Meant to make you happy. The business officially launched in December, and the magic happens right in Mayer's Maple Grove kitchen.
I was in catering and the business has been really slow there because of COVID. So I decided to start my own business. It's always been my dream.
From bakery sweets to sweet egg bread. Other chefs had the same idea.
This is my basement. So I am in I call it my Challah headquarters. And my husband actually built this kitchen for me for the business.
Haley Lerner lost her job during the pandemic when she was 5 months pregnant. But the loss eventually became a gain.
So it was my way to kind of give a little bit of myself to the rest of the world and introduce something that's incredibly important to me.
Turning passions into business. Brooklyn Park environmental health specialist Alex Kim says he's seeing more and more of it in the Northwest Metro.
Definitely with COVID, people are kind of clutching at straws, trying to figure out ways to make money because of the way the economy's kind of gone downhill with all of the COVID-related issues.
Kim says chefs like Lerner and Mayer who want to sell goods from home are required to get their cottage food license from the Minnesota Department of Agriculture.
It's fairly limited in terms of what you can do with that. You can technically cook from home using that license, but you can only do things like cookies and brownies and baked goods, or potentially things like pickles or other things in jars.
And it takes knowing some science if you want to stay within the cottage food safety guidelines.
So if you make like a cream cheese icing or something, it has to have the right ratio of like cream cheese and sugar to make that stable so that it's not hazardous. It won't make people sick.
But sweets and dough aren't the only goods on the rise. Food trucks have also been a booming business. These are the type of businesses that Kim inspects yearly.
That tends to be something when the economy goes down a little bit for whatever reason that people kind of jump to the possibility of owning a food truck.
And that's exactly what Knowles did. The owner of Brass Rail started his food truck business in December when his restaurant was cut in half due to the pandemic.
I mean, I went from doing like 20, 30 buckets of chicken a week to almost 130. So it's like a lot of chicken.
To no surprise, customers will brave the cold just to eat some good wings.
A lot of my customers are from right here. It's amazing how many people go up north, how many people have moved out of state and come back to Grandy just to have chicken.
It's important to realize that there are definitely costs associated with that, and it's pretty similar to owning a restaurant. It's just on wheels.
In order to open a food truck or restaurant, Kim says people need to take a test to get their necessary certification.
And then the second step with that, in Minnesota specifically, is basically sending your credentials from ServSafe into the Minnesota Department of Health, along with a $35 check, and then you get that state certification.
Because baking and food trucks have been such popular startups in the Northwest Metro, it's having a domino effect on what higher education is teaching. The culinary program at Hennepin Technical College says it's forced them to make a pivot.
But definitely the shift happened. This is why we actually opening up a brand new program here.
Next fall, Hennepin Tech will offer one program for baking and pastry and another for food trucks.
A lot of interest in food trucks here, definitely, especially with the COVID. But at the same time, a lot of times people want to open up their small business and make cupcakes, brownies, canning stuff from home.
Dennis Dornev, the culinary instructor, says being a chef means more than just knowing how to cook.
The whole idea behind the food truck entrepreneurship degree that we're trying to offer, it actually will focus more on a business aspect, on the marketing classes.
The new programs will help students understand the difference between starting a food business on a small and large scale.
Imagine you are in a very tight space. Your prep line is going to be completely different. Your timeline is going to be completely different. You really have to know where, what, and how operates.
Dornev says the goal is to equip students for a changing world.
No, never really thought that would ever happen.
That includes Mayer, who graduated from Hennepin Tech and was in Dornev's class.
Since the 4th grade, yeah, I've always wanted to open my own bakery.
And now she's one step closer to achieving her dreams. Pafu Yang, CCX News.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.